Hello! In today's lesson, we're going to be learning a solo ukulele arrangement of the Hawaiian classic tune Hi'ilave. This is done in a chord melody style compatible with both high and low G ukulele, and features some basic chords done in some not so basic ways, making it perfect for any beginner player looking to take those next steps on their ukulele journey, or if you just want to explore this beautiful Hawaiian melody. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the tab looks like on screen, bringing the camera down. If you'd like to download a copy of this tab, it's available right over here on my Patreon page. Every month we do a vote based on suggestions from patrons, and this happened to win this month's vote. This is going to feature the thumb melodic picking technique, also known as the rest stroke. If you've done this before, awesome. If you haven't, there's a video right over here you can check out to get a good understanding of the technique before we dive in. But let's go ahead and hear what this first part should sound like. It should be something like this, the first 5 bars with the pickup bar. It's going to sound like... So to play this, we're going to start with a C chord. Just take your ring finger, place it here on the 3rd fret of the A string. And when you do this, we're just going to pluck the A string 3 times for our little pickup bar. Then we're going to strum through our C chord all the way across all 4 strings and play the 3 on the A again. Now while holding this finger here, we're going to play an F chord. Middle finger here to the 2nd fret of the G string and index finger here on the 1st fret of the E string. You'll notice this is that first simple chord with a difficult variation. Normally we play our F chord like this. We're adding that 3rd fret on there. Now if this is too tight for you, your hand just doesn't want to do it, it is okay for you to use your pinky here on the 3rd fret of the A string, although I strongly recommend practicing towards getting that 3rd fret of the A with the ring finger. We're going to strum through all 4 strings here, then play the 3 on the A 2 more times. Then we're going to stretch our pinky out here to the 5th fret on the A string, play that. If you can hold the fingers down, great. If not, it's okay. After we played that, we go into the 2nd measure here, where we play a C chord, but we're going to slide our pinky finger up 2 frets to 7 on the A, strum through all 4 strings to get this particular C. We're going to play that 7 on the A again. We're going to hold that for a moment before then playing open on the E string twice. Taking our hand, moving it down, because now we're going to play 1 on the E string with the index finger. Going into the 3rd measure here, the ring finger is going to come onto the 3rd fret of the E string. We're going to strike our G, C, and E with the thumb, stopping on the A string. That's that rest stroke that we mentioned earlier. Then we're going to play open on the A, 3 on the E, and then we're going to play a G7. Now, G7 is going to be played middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C string, index here on the 1st fret of the E string, and the ring finger kind of kicks over to the 2nd fret of the A string. We're going to strum through our G, C, and E strings, stopping on the A. Then we're going to pluck the A on that 2nd fret. So after we've done that, this comes I think the hardest part of the whole thing, because we need to play the 3 on the E string next. To do that, we're going to take our pinky finger and we're going to stack it here on the 3rd fret of the E string, which is a really awkward moment if you've never done it before, because it's engaging all 4 fingers on only 3 strings. But this gives us the access to that 3rd fret on the E string without repositioning the whole chord. Then we play the 2 on the A string again. So that part might need a little extra practice. And that's very normal. If you're struggling with it, it's okay. Just practice, practice, practice. Sometimes it can help kind of turning the hand a little bit inward to get that pinky on and turning it back out when you take it off. And then on measure 4, we play a C chord, sliding our ring finger up 1 fret to the 3rd fret of the A string, all 4 strings together. 3rd fret again on the A. And we're going to go back to our G7, strum through all 4 strings. Then we're going to take the ring finger off. Then we're going to play the 3 on the E string again, but it can be very tempting to use your ring finger here, right? But use the pinky. And the reason is because after we play the 3 on the E, we then need the ring finger to go on to the 2 of the A. And when I mentioned at the start of the video that this is a really good exercise for a beginner looking to take those next steps, These are those next steps. This is a pretty intermediate concept, but it's really worth practicing because it's getting more agency over your fingers individually. After we played that 3 and then that 2, we then move up to our C chord, sliding the ring finger up the 3rd fret, taking the other fingers off, strum through all 4 strings, play the 3 on the A again. And then you'll notice at the very end here, there's 3 A's written. That is kind of the pickup. Just like the start of it all had the 3 on the A 3 times, this end has the 3 on the A 3 times. Because these verses we can play sort of repetitively. It often sounds good to play each verse twice all the way through. And so that is the entire first verse, and it should sound something like this now that we know how to play it. And at this point, we can repeat this verse if we'd like, or we can go on now to verse 2, which will sound something like this. So this is a variation to the first verse, and really that's what's wonderful about this song. It's just the verse going through about 6 times, and you can have variations to the verses that you're playing. In this video, we've learned that first verse, we're learning the second verse now, and then we'll learn a third verse after this before learning the ending. So to play through this, we're going to start with our same C chord we've been playing, strum through all 4 strings, then play the 3 on the A again. And then we're going to play an F chord, same way we played it before, 2, 0, 1, 0, strum through all 4 strings. Play the open on the A again. Now this F chord, you'll notice, doesn't have that 3 on the A yet, right? So it's an F chord more as a normal version, a little bit easier in some ways. But after we've strummed through that and played the A string open again, we're going to add that 3, hopefully with the ring finger. If you need the pinky, that's okay. Then take it off for open on the A. And then we're going to play a C chord in a little bit different of a way. Take your ring finger, place it on the 3rd fret of the E string, strum our G, C, and E, stopping, resting on that A string. And then we're going to play open on the C. And we're going to play open on the E twice. Play 1 on the E with the index finger. Going into the 8th measure now, add the ring finger back on the 3rd fret of the E string, strum our G, C, and E, stopping and resting on the A. Open on the A, 3 on the E. Keep this 3 on the E because we're going to add the 2nd fret here on the C string. This has a G7 chord, and we're playing a 0, 2, 3, which obviously isn't a G7 chord, but if somebody was playing along with you, they could strum a G7 while you do this chord melody version, giving the melody note at that time. After we've strummed through those 3, we then are going to take our index, place it on the 1st fret of the E string. Quick tip, leave the ring finger on till the index is placed. Then take the ring off and play the 1 on the E. Then play the 2 on the C, already there with the middle finger. And then we're going to our traditional G7 by adding the ring finger here on the 2nd fret of the A string. Strike that. And then all the way through a C chord. That little measure is pretty tricky. But you'll see all the movements are right there contained. And what's so great is when we hit here on measure 9, this is exactly the same as we played on measure 4, which is our almost like a little turnaround, which has our... You'll see it's exactly the same as what we played on measures 4 and 5 to end the first verse. So the ending of both of these verses ends up being the same. That same G7 off and that 3 on the E with the pinky finger. Really important to do that so that you can play the 2 on the A with the ring finger, holding the other fingers in place to give that good harmony and good resonance. And then to finish the whole thing, we're going to play 3 on the A 3 times, just like we did before. So pretty straightforward. I would actually say verse 2 is easier than verse 1, and it should sound something like this when we go all the way through. And just like verse 1, we have the option here to repeat if we would like. We don't have to, but it can sound really nice. If we do want to repeat, that's wonderful. If we don't, we can go straight into verse 3, which looks something like this and sounds something like this. Now what you'll notice is on verse 3, it sounds like it's starting to end, and that's because verse 3 does have the ending starting with it. Let's go ahead and learn how to play it though. This one is really cool because we're going up the neck, going all the way to the 7th fret and 8th fret, the highest points we've been so far on this arrangement. We're going to start with a C chord, one of my favorites on the ukulele. Index finger here on the 3rd fret of the E string, pinky finger here on the 7th fret of the A string. Strum through all 4 strings, 7 on the A again. Now using these 2 fingers, we're going to slide them up. The pinky goes up 1 fret and the index goes up 2. So index goes to 5, pinky goes to 8. We're going to strum through all 4 strings here. If you're playing a low G ukulele, you might want to forego the G string and just play the C, E, and A here. It sounds a little bit richer, but with the high G, the G can sound kind of nice. That's going to be our F chord now. We're going to play that 8 on the A a second time. And then we're going to slide back down to that C chord, so pinky down 1 fret, index down 2, so we're at 3 and 7. Strum through all 4 strings. Then play 5 on the A with the ring finger. And then play 3 on the A, which, if you do this right, you can actually have a little bar here so that you're just collapsing that finger and playing the 3rd fret on the A string. With that little bar, make sure that you're nice and flat and that you're hugging the fret wire, and you'll get a good tone. After I played that 3 on the A, I'm then going to play the 3 on the A 2 more times, then 5 on the A again with the ring finger. Then I'm going to strum through that 0037, that C chord, again. Then I'm going to play 5 on the A with the ring finger, 3 on the A with that little bar. Then I have to jump to a G7, everyday G7. So this index finger, watch this. It slides down to 1 and comes off the bar, right? Just the 1st fret there on the E string. Middle finger comes up and over to the 2nd fret of the C string, and the ring finger here to the 2nd fret of the A string. Strum through all 4 strings. Then we're going to play open on the A. And then we're going to play 3 on the E with that pinky finger, just like we did before. Then we're going to play 2 on the A with the ring finger here. And then we go through our little turnaround. Measures 14 and 15 here go through the C to the G7. With the little motif using that pinky on the 3rd fret on the E string. That's measure 14 and 15 look exactly the same. And if we want, we can play this and then repeat this, going back through. So let's go ahead and hear what the verse 3 sounds like in its entirety. It should be something like this. To go for the very end here, you'll see we just have 2 bars. We're going to do our little turnaround one more time for this measure 16, and then we're going to end with a C chord, and it sounds something like this. And so to play this, it's pretty easy. We're just going to do the same turnaround that we did on measures 4 and 9, and then 14 and 15. It's the C chord, 3 on the A again, the G7, open on the A, 3 on the E with the pinky, add the 2 on the A with the ring. And when I do this, I like to slow down at this point and kind of hold the 2nd fret on the A string a little longer. So then I can go through the C, nice and slowly, to finish this beautiful melody. And in time, that sounds something like this. And there you have it, a beautiful arrangement of He Ilave. Bringing the camera back up. Again, this arrangement is challenging if you haven't played much in the chord melody style, but it's a really good exercise to get that pinky working, right? There's a lot of pinky agency in this arrangement, making it a really great one to take that next step as an ukulele player. If you're interested in more lessons like this, be sure to check out the description below. I've got a playlist with over 100 different arrangements, just like this one in chord melody style, that you can use on your ukulele journey to continue to sing with your instrument like we're doing here. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video here. Please give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.